The blue light of the screen is the first thing that greets the morning. It's a silent ritual, scrolling through notifications to see who noticed the digital footprint left behind last night. There is a subtle rush when the numbers climb, a tiny affirmation that the world acknowledges your existence. It feels like a necessity, as vital as the first breath of air in the room. But deep down, it's a hunger that never quite feels satisfied, no matter how many hearts or thumbs up appear on the glass. We start our day not for our own peace, but for the invisible audience waiting on the other side. Standing before the wardrobe, the choice isn't about personal comfort or a love for color, but about the math of perception. Every fabric and silhouette is weighed against the potential judgment of colleagues, friends, and even strangers on the street. It's a performance before the play even begins, a meticulous construction of a version of self that fits the mold of social expectation. The mirror doesn't reflect a person anymore. It reflects a curated image designed to minimize friction and maximize acceptance. We dress in the expectations of others, feeling the weight of their imagined opinions like heavy wool on a summer day. It is a quiet, daily sacrifice of the authentic self. The cafe is humming with the rhythm of conversation, but the mind remains locked in a high-stakes calculation of social value. A joke is tossed into the air, and for a split second, the silence that follows feels like a terrifying void. That momentary lapse in laughter feels like a personal failure, a crack in the carefully maintained facade of being interesting. We scan the room for nods of agreement, searching for that flicker of approval in a stranger's eyes to tell us we belong. It's an exhausting dance, trying to stay in step with a rhythm that we didn't even write for ourselves. The coffee goes cold while we fret over a lukewarm response from people who are barely paying attention. Later, the weight of the day begins to settle, and the mask starts to feel uncomfortably tight against the skin. There's a persistent itch of inadequacy, a whisper that perhaps the applause wasn't loud enough or the smiles weren't genuine. We compare our behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's highlight reel, feeling the gap widen with every mindless scroll. The pursuit of approval is a race with no finish line, a moving target that shifts every time we think we've reached it. We are running on a treadmill of external validation, sweating for a reward that evaporates the moment we touch it. It's the paradox of the crowd. The more we seek their love, the less we love the one doing the seeking. In the quiet of the evening, the reflection in the bathroom mirror looks back with tired, honest eyes. There are no filters here, no cinematic lighting to hide the fatigue of being everything to everyone. The realization hits like a sudden drop in temperature. The version of yourself you've been selling is a stranger even to you. All those hours spent polishing the edges to fit into someone else's puzzle have left you feeling small and fragmented. You realize that the loudest applause in the world can't fill the silence of a neglected soul. It is a moment of raw honesty, where the need for approval finally crashes against the shore of total self-exhaustion. The phone is finally placed face down on the nightstand, and for the first time today, the room feels still. There is a strange, subversive power in choosing not to perform, in allowing the silence to just exist without being filled. You pick up a book you actually love, or listen to a song that makes your heart beat faster, not because it's trending, but because it resonates. The relief is immediate and physical, a shedding of heavy armor that was never yours to carry in the first place. You start to reclaim the fragments of your personality that were discarded in the name of popularity. It is the first brave step of a long journey back to the center of your own life. Approval starts to lose its grip when you realize that most people are too busy seeking their own validation to truly judge yours. The opinions that once felt like iron bars are revealed to be nothing more than smoke and mirrors. You begin to value your own yes over their collective maybe, finding strength in your own internal compass. This recalibration points you toward authenticity rather than accommodation, making your world feel larger. There is a profound quietness in being enough for yourself, a steady flame that doesn't flicker when the wind of public opinion changes. You are no longer a passenger in your own story, but the driver of your own destiny.
The freedom found in authenticity isn't loud or boastful. It's a calm, unshakable certainty. You realize that the right people will be drawn to the real you, and the ones who aren't were never meant to stay for the long haul. Living for the approval of others is a debt that can never be paid off, but living for yourself is an investment that always yields a return. True connection is born from vulnerability and the courage to be seen as you are, not from a performance of perfection. By letting go of the need to be liked by everyone, you gain the ability to be loved by the few who truly matter, including the person in the mirror. This is the psychology of a mind set free.
As you move forward, remember that your worth is not a public utility subject to an external vote. It is an inherent truth, independent of the digital noise or the social chatter that surrounds us. If this perspective resonated with you, perhaps it's time to start a different, kinder conversation with yourself. Take a moment to reflect on whose life you are actually living today. Join our community as we explore more ways to master the mindset and live with more intention. Subscribe and hit the bell to stay connected on this journey, and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your story of finding your own voice.